Hi everyone, it's Debbie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I have a what sold video for you. I'm going to share some items that sold in the month of September 2023. I've been working on my haul videos from my Galveston and Houston area, but I realized I'm getting behind on my what sold video, so I thought I'd put a what sold video in here and then I'll resume with my Houston Goodwill bins haul after this video. I have been gone so much. After Galveston, we went to California for a couple of days, then we went to Europe for 11 days. So I've been working on getting things edited, but we've just been so busy, but it's also been a wonderful time. I'm going to start on eBay because I had the most items sell on eBay. I sold 84 items for a gross amount of $2,875.20. And I tried something new on eBay this month. I always promote my listings so that they will have visibility. However, I kept seeing this thing that said, try our dynamic ad rate. So I thought if they're promoting it, usually that's a good idea. It might have the potential to help my sales really increase. So I tried it, but as I noticed, they were promoted at like 15 or 16%, which the promoted fee ended up being higher even than the final value fee. So that's why it's important to always know your numbers, really look after you sell an item and see what your actual profit was. So when I'm going through on some of them, I'll show you the screenshot where it shows all of the fees and everything. The first item that I'm going to share with you is a pair of boots. I've sold this brand several times. It usually sells very well and has a great profit. They are the Dingo 80s or 90s Cowboy Western boots. Women 8M, black, green inlay leather, vintage USA. They sold for a gross amount of $59.97. So that's everything that the buyer paid, the shipping, fees, everything. They paid $59.97. After eBay takes out the shipping and any fees, I received back in the bank $33.26. My cost of goods was $19.99. I purchased them at my local Goodwill and they took just 5 days to sell. My profit only ended up being $13.27. And this was one of the first ones that sold on the dynamic ad rate. And I realized that if I hadn't paid that really high final value fee, my profit would have been closer to $20, which is what I thought when I accepted the offer. So it really helped me look more closely at the dynamic promotions and realize that's a lot higher than I would promote. I have now gone back to just entering the number myself rather than letting eBay decide, because normally I would expect $20 or $30 profit on a pair of this type of boots. The next item was a set of empty ink cartridges. My son has this printer. I'm actually now using a thermal printer because ink got so expensive. This was 8 Canon empty ink cartridges. 2 were black and they were numbered 275, 2 black, 275 XL, 1 color, 276, and 3 starters. I have done this for many years. Whenever I use an ink cartridge, I save it and sell the empty cartridges because I guess people purchase them to refill and resell. They sold for a gross amount of $32.49. I received back in the bank $18.53. My cost of goods was $0 because I didn't purchase these to resell. I'm just reselling the empty cartridges of something that I used. My profit was $18.53. It only took 1 day to sell and I was getting offers in almost immediately, but I didn't take them. I knew that they would sell for this amount, so I just waited until they sold outright. You use ink and have empty ink cartridges, you might want to look at sold comps and see if they're worth saving. The next one I titled Vintage 90s Reebok Dallas Cowboys Extra Large 54 inch. I wanted to put the chest measurement because it seemed really big. Crew neck sweatshirt, all over print. There was a little bit of cracking in the lettering and a small spot, but overall it was very nice. It sold for a gross amount of $54.01. I received back in the bank $27.73. My cost of goods was $7.99. I purchased it at my local Goodwill. It took just 13 days to sell and my profit was $19.74. Again, the promoted fee was so high. The promoted fee was $8.86. final value was only $6.30. So I thought that was way too much. It sold quickly, just 13 days to sell. Also, I listed it at the beginning of football season, so I knew that was a good time to sell it. Also, right after that, we had the opportunity to go to a Dallas Cowboys football game. It was a whirlwind trip. We went, it was like 48 hours. We got to go to Napa Valley, and that was absolutely amazing. And I wore an outfit that I thrifted, and then we went to the Dallas Cowboys game. And it was so neat. The best part, I get chills just thinking about it, is when they were singing the Star Spangled Banner and the fighter jets came flying over. Oh, say does that Star Spangled Banner. Just so neat. My husband has been a Cowboys fan forever, so it was neat to see how excited he was. The Cowboys lost. It was the Cowboys versus the 49ers, but it was still so much fun. I found out right after I sold that we were going to the game, and I thought, I could have worn that. It was kind of a cool night. I could have worn that big sweatshirt over some leggings or some shorts, but I was watching as I was at the game. I was like, I wonder if someone here is wearing that sweatshirt. The next item, I picked it up and I saw that it was silk, but what really drew me to it was gold with chains on it. If you saw my video where I show how to pack fragile items, I told about a lady that I sold a lot of items for after she went through a very tragic event. And the items that I sold were crazy, unbelievably expensive. One of the things were these huge pillows, and each one of them sold for like $500. And I remember they had big lions on them and chains, and some of the clothing that they had that was really expensive. And I noticed a lot of them had these gold chains on them. And so ever since then, I associate seeing that gold chain pattern on clothing with money. So if something has that on there, I definitely take a look at it. Well, this was the Equipment Femme women's size medium collared silk blouse, top ivory gold chains. It sold for a gross amount of $45.75. The money that I received back in the bank after fees and postage was $27.87. My cost of goods was just 37 cents. I purchased it at the Goodwill bins in Oklahoma City. It took just 2 days to sell, and my profit was $27.50. And it went international to Canada. And speaking of luxury items, I would like to show you a purse that I got recently, which is definitely a luxury purse at not a luxury price. It's amazing. This is a Teddy Blake purse. I had someone from their company reach out to me and ask if they could send one to me and just share my thoughts of it on a YouTube video. And I rarely accept anything like that. I've been on YouTube almost 3 years, and this is only the third thing that I've accepted. But I looked at the website and read about them, and I was so impressed and just fell in love with these purses. The leather is just amazing. The outside is this pebbled leather. It's just so high quality. The inside is suede and just so soft. I love the way that it buckles and then it slides through the top, and it has a removable strap. It came in this nice box. It was wrapped so beautifully. It came with a dust bag. This is just a beautiful handbag. I fell in love with it. I wanted to share a little from their website so you could see some of their other beautiful designs, and I noticed that they have a great early Black Friday sale. Each Teddy Blake piece is a work of art. They have a team of Italian designers that create handbag designs for every style choice. The one I chose was the Ava Crocco 11-inch in black, but I have my eye on a few others. Each Teddy Blake bag is characterized by high-quality construction, attention to detail, imaginative design, shape, and durability. Teddy Blake offers designer handbags with all the key characteristics of any high-end luxury bag without $1,000 to $2,000 added to the handbag just for the label. You will enjoy the luxury feel and smell of real premium Italian leather, as all Teddy Blake bags are made with luxurious leather dyed and treated to withstand the test of time and maintain a luxurious look. If you don't see the Teddy Blake that you want yet, subscribe to their email. They release a new collection every month. Their designers work very hard to develop new, unique designs while also trying to keep the price point to affordable levels. I will put all the links in the description box below with the information. And if you find one that you love, use the code TBDebbie30 for an extra $30 off. And it's so neat that it's from Italy because they sent the email to me right as I was leaving. And when it arrived at my P.O. box, I was actually in Italy. And so I was like, wow, how neat. And when we went on our trip, my husband said, only take one backpack. We're just going to have to rewash clothes in the sink because we're not going to haul around a lot of stuff since we're going all over the place. So he said, we don't have room for a lot of souvenirs. So I feel like this is kind of like getting a souvenir from there and just having it shipped to me because it is from Italy. And I was going to show you, did get one souvenir in Italy. When we were driving to the hotel, I look in this shop and I see this dress on a mannequin. And every time we drove by, I saw this dress and I was just absolutely in love with it. So we went for a walk one evening and my husband took me in and said, go try that dress on. So I tried it on and he got it for me, and also a pair of jeans. And so I love it. And I think this purse is going to go so perfectly with it. So I can't wait until we have a nice dinner and I can wear it and carry my new bag. So super excited about that. So back to the what sold video. The next item I wanted to share because I had it in a haul video. I went to a garage sale in Cushing, Oklahoma while my son was in a wrestling tournament. So I stopped at a garage sale.
So just out hitting the garage sales today.
So we're at a wrestling tournament. Yeah. These are cool. I like these.
One of them's got a front wheel missing.
Yeah. Are these pretty old?
Yeah, those are pretty old, I think. All right. I priced them as a pair for $8.
Okay.
No, I've never seen that brand before.
Several of the items sold really well and sold quickly, but I had these two little tractors hanging around. I titled this listing, Vintage the ERTL Company, Toy Tractor Farm Equipment, Rare, Missing One Wheel. I thought it could be worth a lot of money, but I wasn't sure. So I started it really high and I've just gradually lowered it and lowered it. Finally, one of the two have sold, and it was the one with the broken wheel. It sold for $32.26. My earnings were $17.46. I paid just $4 at that garage sale in Cushing, Oklahoma. It took 1 year, 3 months, and 3 weeks to sell, and my profit was $13.46. So not great, but not terrible. And some of the other items sold really well, really fast. Just a quick reminder, if you're new and not subscribed, I'd love to have you back. Just hit the subscribe button down below. And if you hit the notification bell, it will let you know when I release new videos. The next item I titled Maury Lee by Madeline Gardner, Prom Long Formal Strapless Dress, size medium, fits small. When I was screen recording the dress to put in this video, I realized that the size said size 8 and I put medium, but it still sold. It ended up working out just fine. I don't know how I made that mistake. The gross sales amount was $55.17. My earnings were $34.51. I paid just $1.10 at the Goodwill bins in Oklahoma City. However, it took 2 years, 1 month, and 1 day to sell. And now if I didn't have very much storage space, that would be not good to hold on to it for that long. The next item I thought I would share because it finally sold out. I need to do another liquidation purchase. I've been gone so much that I haven't wanted to order and take the chance that inventory would arrive while I was out of town. So I have not made a liquidation purchase for a little while. So I will soon, because it really makes such a difference in how much I sell every month. It's definitely the most expensive inventory, but it's the least work and the most profit per hour. This, I sold a quantity of 2, and it was my last 2. Free People Extra Small Bra, Erin Neo Plunge, Scuba Bralette, Mooncake Light Pink. The last 2 were size extra small. The extra small typically takes longer to sell, so the 2 of them sold to one person for a gross amount of $27.98. The money that I received back in the bank after fees and postage was $13.24. My cost of goods for those 2 was $8.68, and my profit was just $4.56. But what I have learned is that don't look at individual items. I have to look at the entire picture. I had 27 of these in both black and pink. So super easy. They're all prepackaged. I don't have to wash anything. I just took out one black one, one pink one, took the pictures, listed them. So really most of the work was just shipping them out, which is very little work. Each of them cost $4.34, and they sold up to $25 plus shipping. So this one was really low, but I had them on the other end also. So I ended up receiving back for all 27, $294.84. My cost of goods for those 27 was $117.18. So my total profit on all of those bras was $177.66. It took 2 years and 5 months for them all to sell out. Usually a lot of them sell out right away, and then it takes a little while for the last couple to sell. Usually I recoup the amount that I spent right away. And when I think about it, okay, there were 27 of them. To create both of the listings and cross-list them, maybe 20 minutes. Then shipping, maybe 1 hour max, so maybe an hour and a half of total work on these 27 bras for a profit of $177.66. And then you do that over and over with different items, and you just can't beat multiple quantities. I purchased them at Fox Liquidation. It's the only liquidation place that I've ever used. Love them. If you want to try them out, if you use my code Debbie5, you'll get 5% off your order, and I'll get a little kickback too. So if you decide to try them out and use my code, I would appreciate it very much. The next item, I love selling Jessica McClintock, specifically gunny sacks dresses, and I haven't found a lot of them. I've been so excited when I did. I think in 1 or 2 What Sold videos ago, I sold one that my daughter Morgan found at the bins. Well, I found this skirt and it said Scott McClintock, and I was like, I wonder if that's related to Jessica McClintock. So I did a little Google search and found out that it was. So I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, maybe this is worth like $100. Well, I started it out really high and it didn't get a lot of activity, but I'm still happy with it. I titled it 1990 Scott McClintock Formal Maxi Skirt, size 10, blue back kick pleat. It was really, really pretty. I loved it. It ended up selling for a gross amount of $28.56. I received back in the bank after fees and postage $13.91. I paid just 51 cents at the Goodwill bins in Oklahoma City. It took 2 months and 24 days to sell, and that's because I started it super high. If I had started it for a reasonable amount, I'm sure it would have sold faster, but when I'm not sure, I like to go ahead and start it out high and see what kind of activity it has. And my profit was $13.40, so not bad for around a 50-cent investment. Next, on Poshmark. Boy, Poshmark has gone lower and lower, and I think a lot of that is because I haven't ordered the liquidation lately. I even tried the Poshmark promoted closet, and it did not help at all. I thought, ooh, get ready, I'm going to have all these sales. One sale from that, and it said it would cost me $35 a week. It did a free trial for a week, and then it would be $35 a week, and I decided that was not worth it, so I'm not doing promoted closets on Poshmark. I did sell 19 items in the month of September for a gross amount of $726. The first item was a great item. This was a Tommy Bahama white 2 palms raw edge linen jacket, size extra large, and then I wrote out extra large. It sold for a gross amount of $78. My earnings, or the money that I received back after Poshmark fees were taken out, was $62.40. I paid just 90 cents at the Goodwill in Oklahoma City, and it sold the same day, full price. My profit was $61.50, so that was a great sell. That same day at the bins, I found this Zara white, and I put white, so I guess I really wanted them to know that it was white, cropped turtleneck sweater, women's small, long sleeves. It sold for a gross amount of $25. My earnings were $20. The cost of goods was just 82 cents, and my profit was $19.18. Next, I sold a sweater that I got from a Free People mystery box. So I took an average cost of goods, and that was $13.92. This sweater was the Free People Juicy Sweater, size large. I have several of them. It's multiple quantities, different colors. Even if I don't make a really high amount on each one, those multiple quantities add up. This one sold for $34. My earnings were $24.22. My cost of goods was $13.92. Listed these sweaters on February 21st of 2023. So it's been like 7 months, but several of them have sold. This top was actually one of the items in the mystery box, and it's only making a few dollars per item, but then I have a couple other items that have made $40 or $50 profit. So it averages out. And I figured if I make $10 profit on each item being multiple quantity, that's really good. And I'm going to exceed that. My profit on this one was $10.30. Then I found a pair of Rock Revival jeans. I have not picked these up for so long because when I find them at Goodwill, they're usually marked like $25. They used to sell on eBay really well, but now they've priced them so high that it's not worth it to pick them up. I finally found one that wasn't overpriced, and I was hoping they had a good resale value, so I picked them up. I titled the listing Rock Revival Celine Bootcut Denim Jeans, size 32, so a great size. Embroidered pockets. Then I normally on jeans also put the waist and inseam measurement. So it was 32 by 30 and a half, and then I put women's. It sold for a gross amount of $34. My earnings were $24.22. My cost of goods was $8.69. I purchased them at my local Goodwill. They took 25 days to sell, and my profit was $15.53. So that's not as high as they used to sell for, but I'm still happy with a $15.53 profit. Then I sold this beautiful dress. I found it and it just stood out. If I'm in a hurry and I'm looking at dresses, I'll just stand back and look for like patterns that look really neat and stand out to me. I'll also look and see what is a long length. I found that I sometimes have better luck with maxi dresses. And so I saw this one, I picked it out, and I thought it was just beautiful. I looked up sold comps and I saw the stock photo was amazing. I'm like, I want to find this dress in my size. It's so pretty. I titled the listing Lulu's Maxi Dress Medium Garden Meandering Lavender Floral Chiffon Gown Deep V. It sold for a gross amount of $30. My earnings were $24. My cost of goods was $8.69. I purchased it at my regular Goodwill, and it took just 5 days to sell. My profit was $15.31. So that is everything. I also have a ship with me video that I shared 17 items that I sold in the month of September. So if you haven't seen that, you can see 17 more items that I sold. If I look at where my items came from, I sold 103 items. 64 of those items were thrifted. 31 were liquidation, and 8 were retail arbitrage. To go over my numbers, the total number of items sold, 103. My gross sales amount over both platforms was $3,601.20. Money back in the bank after any fees and postage, $2,061.21. My cost of goods was $695.22, and my profit was $1,365.99. On eBay was 84 of those items for a gross amount of $2,875.20. After fees and postage, I received back $1,513.07. My cost of goods was $436, and my profit was $1,077.07. On Poshmark, I sold 19 items for a gross amount of $726. After Poshmark fees, I received in the bank $548.14, and my cost of goods was $259.22. And my profit on Poshmark was $288.92. So that is everything that I have for you today. If you enjoy what sold videos and wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it very much. And if you're new and not subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you hit the notification bell, it will let you know when I release new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and everybody have a great day. Bye.
It's easy to say.